Yeah, so back in February, we promised that we would do what we call AI values alignment with the public. So we held 2 public listening sessions so far this year. They were in the month of September. We talked about what we've already done with a lot of our open data, just to get them comfortable with the fact that, like, hey, this is what we're going to be working with all these companies, right? And then in our second meeting, we really took a focus on like how we're going to be impacting public education, the education sector in general. So there was a lot of great feedback. People were asking, what's the impact going to be on the students, but also what's the impact going to be on the parents? How are you going to be handling the privacy and cybersecurity concerns? That's a lot of sensitive data when you're talking about students. And then it really was like, how is this going to help bridge those equity divides? That was a very popular question, and they love to hear the fact that like AI is going to help these students like learn in their own ways, right? You can have an AI tailor a quiz towards their current learning level. You can also operate in almost any language, which is going to help a lot with those like ESL students. And I think there was a lot of excitement. I think people are looking forward to our next listening sessions as we start talking about how we're going to help get more government services tied into AI. We're going to have more chatbots. We're going to help it with things like our 311 service, and the public is very interested in hearing more about this, and we're really looking forward to these sessions. It was great feedback the first time around.
Yeah. In terms of a timeline, do you have a sense yet of when broad-scale AI projects will be deployed by the city?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like we're working with our partners now. We want to make sure that we have like those AI assistants, that they're ready for the data that we're going to throw at it. So we have a lot of time that we're taking right now to look at how that data is going to be exposed, how it's going to be played with, whether or not the privacy of that data is going to be contained based on the T&Cs that we see with the vendors, with those partners. And then we're kind of starting to work out how they're going to benefit from it, maybe without seeing it. So when it's things like you're working with our social services, and behind the scenes, an AI is going to help those social service workers understand what their caseload looks like, understand what their next steps are, understand how what the communication flow has been like over the years with these people. And it's going to be, AI is going to help you understand years of data within seconds, and in a way that is going to be understandable. It doesn't matter who your caseworker is; they're going to be able to understand it based upon their terms. Again, in what are those next steps? How is this person handling the government services that they're using, and what else is available to them? That's very exciting. It's very exciting that we're going to be able to offer this relatively soon. Timeline is tough to commit to. I mean, we got a lot that we have to work through, but we think we'll be seeing a lot of these advances happening in the coming calendar year.
Right. You indicated there's a broad range of use cases that you're looking at.
Yeah.
Are there any that are of particular interest to you?
I mean, I think those solutions that we're going to have on top of case management are definitely interesting, making it easier for people to find out what their workload is and what those next steps are going to be. That's definitely interesting to me. It's going to make people's lives a little bit easier. I also think use cases where we can do those any door kind of things, where you're coming into the government and saying, with the district, we're city, state, local, so we run a lot of services. So, whether or not you're talking to DMV about getting your driver's license, why do you need to hang up the phone and talk to someone else about getting your trash picked up? And AI is going to help, get that knowledge and information together and help connect all those agencies together so that people can have a unified any door experience through the channel that they want to go through. And that's really exciting. It's going to make a lot of our jobs a lot easier.
What is the current status of the city's services portal or digital services offerings?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so the biggest thing we did in digital services so far has been a project focused on making it easier to get your business licensed, maintain your license, and operate your business in the district. We have a great partnership with the district's Department of Consumer and Licensing Protection and Consumer Affairs. They're helping us to kind of bridge a whole bunch of agencies together to get that business licensing under one look and feel. And we've had enough successes with that now we're having conversations about how we're going to get after-school programs together into one portal for parents. And then we're starting to look at the next steps. How is it we can help affordable housing in the city by putting together these portal projects? And what's great about it is we're getting agencies that actually kind of work together, and they challenge each other on process improvements. They challenge each other on consolidating tools. And it's really helping us get enterprise alignment. It's helping us to create the next phase of the district government, which is going to be more helpful, more customer-centric, more accessible, and a little more a little smarter, a little better, a little more performant, and that's going to be, AI is really going to help take it over that finish line. So digital services, putting all this together, working with all these agencies and finding these next generation tools and putting them in place has been it's been really exciting for me.